Hi guys, Mark here with Gunfire. I'm gonna give you a quick tour about what's been happening at our place for the last time and what we've got here at our booth right now. Right now we're standing in front of the Specna Arms. I'm sure you know the Specna Arms, I'm sure you know the brand, but a few things have changed. First of all, what we have here. Some of you might say this is not tactical. Some of you might say it will draw the eye in the forest. It's hard to camouflage. Okay, but this red series, a new red line of Specna Arms replicas, is designed for sports shooters, for IPSC, for pre-gun, stuff like that, which is also done in airsoft, just as it is done in real steel. This is the first new line of Specna Arms this year, the red series. Now, another series, which already appeared in the past, but is now being developed, are the water transfer Specna Arms. Here we have one. All the water transfer Specna Arms are made with use of original water transfers, original camo patterns, and as it's a water transfer, not some kind of a paint, it sticks to the replica real nicely. It's not easy to take it off, so it's really durable. This is only one of the camo patterns these replicas are available in. You'll see two other ones on the other side of this wall. We'll move over there just now. But before we do that, new models, like for example one here with a QD silencer on top. Let's move on. Now, I've mentioned the water transfers before. Here you have two more examples of that. But another new thing are the gray series. Now, the aesthetics here is very nice. It's not so easy to have a gray replica which has a color of the receiver matching the plastic parts. Here, Specna Arms has managed to do just that, so it's really nice looking, it's really aesthetic, and the gray and black blend in nicely. But maybe the most important thing for some of you might be this one. For those of you who are, for example, left-handed, simply left-handed or preferring to use your left hand, it was always a problem with airsoft replicas because you were forced to use either some replicas of MP5s or replicas of G36s. Now you don't need to, because Specna has introduced an Ambidextrous model. Now, a normal replica on this side, but look to the other side. Fire selector, bolt release, and of course magazine release here. So I can do it like this, or I can do it like this. Okay, you might have not seen that one. Yeah, I just put here, the other fingers are all here. I just release the magazine with my left hand. A small yet important thing, the fire selector lever is cut in, so when you operate it on this side, your hand doesn't oppose you, so it's working very nicely. No more ripped out fire selector on the other side. This is real good, this is real fine. I'm sure many of you will like it, not only the ones who use their left hand as a rule of thumb, but also those who like to switch sides from side to side, for example when you go around corners and stuff like that. So really look into this series, the Ambidextrous series from Specna Arms. Now I'll just put this one here away. Specna has also introduced some new features into their gearbox. We won't be talking about them just right now because we are waiting to release that information to the Airsoft meetup, so make sure to see the meetup itself to learn more. Now we'll move on to the GF Custom division over there. Now, the GF Custom Division, this is something pretty original, this is something very original. These replicas are made by us. Well, actually by our technicians in our workshop back in Wrocław in Poland. Behind each of these replicas stands a man and an idea. The idea is airsofters for airsofters. So someone has, for example, one of the guys has thought, oh, I want to make a replica like that. I want to use this as the base, this specific replica, and then take the parts like this one and this one, this one, put it all together, fine-tune it, and make it a total custom. That's how all these replicas are born. For example, this one was made by the guy who's selling at our shop just next to our company. So hello, Krzysztof. We're proud of you. All the replicas are of course painted. All the replicas are very, very unique. They are made in very short series, usually 1 or 2 pieces. The most we've had from one specific type were actually 4 pieces. So getting a hold of them is really hard, and it makes them really unique, really original, and really one of a kind. We'll go to the other side of the wall right now. I think we'll move through here. Okay, E&L. You know E&L, I'm sure of it. You know these replicas of E&L, I'm also sure of it. Have you seen these ones? We're going Western style right now. Okay, modern Western style. Very robust, very well made, with use of aluminium, very fitting, nothing clanks. It's just feels differently in the hand than your regular replica. The barrel is made of steel, so you have a strong feeling of weight on the front. It forces you to use it just like you would be using a real firearm. Now, what's also interesting is that the colorization of the replica is made through a chemical process which causes the pigment to go deep into the metal. So I'm missing a hand here, but I'll try to do it so that you see it. Just take a knife. You know, often when you put in a magazine into the replica for the third, fourth, fifth time, you can see scratches in the mag well, right? Right now, I'll just take my knife. I'll be using the dual side not to spoil my blade, and I'll do stuff like that for a few seconds. See anything? Because I don't. Actually, some steel of the blade might have come onto the replica, but there are no scratches here. So it's all the same for the whole replica, on the inside, on the outside. So basically it's very hard to scratch the replica, to have it you know, like full of chips and scratches like most replicas look after 2 or 3 games. This one will last much longer before anything like that occurs, if ever. Of course, this is just one of the models. Here are some other ones. So if you're like of a, I don't know, a real junkie, if you like some specific types of fronts, you'll find them. Now let's go with a short tour about the other stuff we have. Here we see, for example, LCT, but not only LCT. These are, for example, brands we distribute. These are some of the replicas we have. Interesting stuff like the KT from Marui, the CXP Hawk from ICS, or this baby, 9A91. Some of you might say it's ugly. The ones who know something about it will say it's extremely realistic. See this screw here? Most people say like, wow, what's that? It's just like in the real steel. See this here? That's imperfect, of course. It's the same as it looks in the real steel. So basically, these replicas are made to resemble the real steel as far as possible, in both flaws, cons, and minor imperfections which occur in the real steels, which is really pretty cool. Let's move on. Przepraszam was, panowie. Here you can find some of our other stuff. Here, for example, you see the Ares, the Ameba, the Nupro, and the Vega Force company, which also we have here. I'll also show you some of the smaller stuff here, because what you might find of interest is, for example, these 2 little batteries. Now, the one you see in the front is a 11.1 LiPo, which will fit into an NAPQ box. So when you need to have the battery on the outside of your replica. The one in the back is 11.1 1300 mAh battery, which fits under the deck of an AK gun. So you can have an 11.1 LiPo with quite a nice capacity in your AK, which was pretty hard lately. Specna Arms BBs. Now these are the heavy grades. They're available in the weights from 046, 043. You can't see 045s here, but they are on the way. Plus they'll be white, just like the new 043s will also be white. So you get white, heavy BBs, and that's something you really should remember when thinking about BBs, when concerning BBs. Remember to look into the Specna Arms because they are really worth it. Here we have some VFC, we are distributor of, Vega Force company. I'm sure I don't need to explain you anything about the brand, it's a legend, just like Toki Marui is. So right now we'll move on here. Optics. Optics, right? Red dots, scopes, that's normal. What's a bit less, well, maybe not less normal, but more original, is that the Theta optics are available in many shapes and sizes, so something for everyone. And even if you have a shotgun, you can mount a red dot directly on the shotgun and not toying around with screwdrivers, additional rails and stuff like that, what people usually need to do when they want to put a red dot onto a shotgun. So that's an important one. Also, of course, very cool looking, very tactical scopes with additional wrist rails on the outside. Tornado parts. Tornado parts are of high quality, CNC made. It all started with motors and it escalated quickly. Very soon a full gearbox will be available. Gearbox casing is also available, so look into Tornado if you're looking into some fine tune-up of your replica. Then we see the usual Rockets BBs now also available as tracers. Now we will move on here to the tactical equipment. Yeah, tactical equipment, something which we really can't miss. Primal Gear. Primal Gear, this is a logo you really want to remember, because Primal Gear is stuff which is made with use of high quality, dense coated tactical nylon for some waterproofing and of course for improved resistance against abrasions and so forth. There are some very cool stuff in here. It starts with regular pouches, so something everyone needs, going through essential stuff like tactical vests, through stuff which is great not only for airsoft but also for some hiking, trekking or some tours. For example, this little thing, it looks like, I don't know, some pouch for a phone, right? But you put it up and you have a place for a bottle. Basically you put it on your backpack, you put it on your belt, you put a bottle inside, you drank all the water, okay, lose the bottle, drop it out somewhere, recycle it, then you just fold it back together and it's virtually takes up no place, very lightweight, so very nice thing to think about. Of course, the other bags for bottles, stuff for tourists. What's also very interesting for me, as well as all the dog owners who might be watching it, the Primal Gear line will also very soon include tactical vests for dogs, harnesses for dogs, and from other stuff, fold-down backpacks. So, for example, when you need a big backpack and a small backpack with you, you take a small backpack, fold it down, put it inside your main backpack, and just take it out whenever you need it. So, remember, Primal Gear, it's something you really want to look into it. Available in a wide variety of colors, which will blend in nicely with nearly any camouflage. Now let's move on to the other side. We'll start with this. Black Mountain Tactical. This is a Polish product, not ours. It's a product by a company in Poland with whom we work pretty closely. The main idea of that cooperation, apart from us selling their stuff, is that any feedback we have from you about their products goes directly to them. That allows to improve those products, to make them more customer friendly, so you can a bit take part in how the products are designed. This is a very cool idea of about a about a combat shirt. You know, many combat shirts have problems. You put them onto your naked body, then you feel like scratches, itches, stuff like that. I need a shirt under it. And that's not how a combat shirt should be used. That's not the idea. Here, look at the color. It's very soft, it's very nice to the skin, it's actually pretty cozy. If I do it like this and just show you this, I don't need to tell you anything more, right? No sharp edges, all of the seams are flat, no irritation, no abrasions, everything's great. Also the quality of the material is great, it's also a great fit. Also the pants, we've had the pants last year, I have the pants on me right now. It's real good stuff, it's real comfortable with very deep pockets and some cool ideas also standing behind them. Now, armored claw gloves, here and here. For those of you who watched last year's meetup presentation, maybe you remember the stunt with the broken glass and those gloves over there. My hands were alright after that one. If you haven't seen it, find it. But Armored Claw has this year introduced new models. This is a very interesting thing because actually, you know, you have a kind of Panzer type gloves, but they're fine to work with touch screens, and if you don't really need the added protection on the knuckles, you can just I need both hands for that. Open it up and take out this additional protection for a much more flexible, lightweight and less aggressive looking glove, if you like that. Of course, the gloves are available in many different colors. Yeah, that's basically what I had to show you this year. Most of the most important stuff. I'm sure you want to see much more from other places too, so I won't be keeping you here. But if you're by chance at IWA, come on over, visit us. We're at Hall 7, booth 709. Come on over, see all that stuff in person. If not, then have a great day. See ya.